how do you decide anything to be good or bad, or what to do or what not to do in your life? Because you're asking me how I decide on what I do. How do you do it?
I don't believe in good and bad. I believe in cause and effect.
Okay, so you are saying if I bring my baby a breakfast and put it in the oven and chop it to pieces and eat it in my morning goodly breakfast, that's not wrong, right?
It's illegal.
No. So you're saying if it was legal in a country, it's okay. I can do it.
If it's legal and there's no consequences and you do it, and if you do that, I can tell you how you're doing that what that would cause me to do, which would be try to arrest you and incarcerate you.
Well, you don't have legal authority in that land because it's not illegal in that country.
I understand that. I would still come and try to do that.
How would you arrest me when there is no law in that country?
Well, countries invade.
But irrelevant of what you're going to do, which is a subjective opinion, the action itself is not wrong.
If there is no right and wrong, no. But the consequence of that action would be that people, I think the majority of people, would come and find you and punish you. And I would agree with them in that action.
Yeah, I can be in that example. Either I've got a huge army who's going to protect me, or I've got influences and no one can touch me, so I can do it. So in that case, our point is about right or wrong. You keep talking about the consequence, which is not related. We're talking about the action itself, the doing of the action, regardless of the consequences. Is it right or wrong? And you're saying you cannot say it's wrong. For example, having intercourse with your own mother, for you, that's not wrong, isn't it?
It's repulsive to me personally.
Why?
Because it is. It's a priori repulsive to me. That doesn't address whether it's ethical or moral or not. I'm just saying it's gross, and I wouldn't do that personally. Just like you probably wouldn't have, because for the same reasons that I'm guessing you wouldn't want to have sexual intercourse with a member of the same sex or a dog or something, because it's gross. I understand that you have a reason you believe that's wrong, and I understand that. What I'm saying is I don't believe in the right and wrong. I'm just saying I wouldn't do that because it's gross. I am personally repugnated by it, not because it's wrong, but because it is gross to me.
So you're socially conditioned to believe you shouldn't have intercourse with your mother. But if you were socially conditioned to believe it was not gross, you probably do it.
I mean, I love my mother, but she's not exactly my type either. So if I was socially conditioned to where that was more acceptable,
based on the cause and effect, of your worldview.
Are you going to let me answer? I said if I was socially conditioned to where that was more acceptable, I still probably wouldn't do that because that's just not my type. Love you, Mom.
Oh, okay. So if your mom was your type, you would do it.
And if it was socially acceptable, I mean, if all things being equal, it's a much stronger possibility. It would certainly eliminate the obstacles and barriers psychologically, sociologically. I mean, we're asking a hypothetical, but as far as primate behavior is concerned, I suppose it's not too, down a rabbit hole. But it's sure. You're asking me whether it's right or wrong. I mean, let's talk about the genetic
I didn't ask
possibilities. Right, it could be that that kind of coupling between kin so closely related here, trying to keep it clean for YouTube, would probably not have a genetically viable offspring. So there is an evolutionary reason why I am repugnant.
Yeah, you're not going to have children. You can use contraceptions.
Okay, well, I'm saying there is an evolutionary reason, which was the overwhelming majority of human history where there was no contraception. And I'm saying that because of that.
But we're living today.
I'm not living in the past. Why. I understand. But you're asking, well, maybe you're not asking, but I'm telling you, part of why we find that repugnant and gross and disgusting. And it's because genetically that's not a very viable thing to do. And it's also not very viable for certain primate sociological structures.
Yeah, no one is saying have kids. All we're saying is that you're going to do the intercourse to please your worldly desires of being a human, of being a man in this case, and you find that relative in this case, quote unquote, attractive, putting in your own words or your type, using your own terminology. Then you would do it essentially, which you just said. Sure. So, and this is now, and I'm going to finish with this. I think this is enough for us as a demonstration of the atheistic worldview. And this is why I asked in the beginning of this discourse and discussion: do you think atheism is a positive thing, or is something to be proud of? And the reason I asked that question is this: essentially, is that the atheistic worldview, if it would really, and I would appreciate at least you're being honest. A lot of atheists are not. So if it was actually applied in reality and it was taken to its necessary conclusions, it would lead to nihilism, which you don't have a right or wrong, you don't have objective morality, you don't have right or wrong, so it's all cause and effect. Correct. And it would lead that me literally killing someone, hypothetically in this case, would be rearranging atoms. It would not really be wrong for me to eat my baby at breakfast and cook it and clean and wash it in the sink or something. That would be okay. There's no problem. And that is why atheism is the most dangerous ideology that can ever exist if it were adopted by human beings or taken to its logical conclusions. And that's why always throughout history, the most vicious people in killing and murdering human beings, like Mao in China and his likes, and Stalin and those people, were atheists, because their necessary conclusion of their worldview is that there was no right or wrong. So it doesn't matter that what I'm doing is not wrong, essentially. It's just the rearranging of atoms. So I think people should be very worried, and this is a very great testament, people watching, to be very worried if their children want to become atheists or moving into atheism, or if atheism is ever taken a strong authority within a community, because they will end up leading us to this path of extremism in every way, shape, or form if people take it to its logical conclusion. Anyways, we had a nice chat, at least not the end, but maybe the beginning part. And I will let you go now because there are like full backstage as well, and I really need to end soon. There are so many people there. Okay, so okay, let you go, Max.
I really commend you for having this for an invitation for open discussion. Lopsided though it may be, it's your stream, but it's valuable, and I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you for having
me. No problem. As Muslims, we allow intercourse always.
Absolutely.
We don't have any issues with. Yes.
Muslims invented algebra. I mean, when intercourse happens, it's good, and that's why we need to have more of it. I commend you as being part of that tradition. Thank you.
No problem. Bye. Thank you.